I have a story. When I first became a nurse, I worked in a nursing home, night shift. This nursing home was fancy and had a dining room upstairs as well as downstairs. One night, I was assigned to work upstairs, not my regular floor. I was talking to my nurse's aide, CNA. My chair slightly higher than hers, and I was facing the dining room. The dining room had these large glass windows facing the nurse's station, and at night these windows would reflect somewhat like mirrors. As I was talking to my CNA, I looked up, and I saw a tall man behind me, placing his pointed finger over his mouth, like in a shushing gesture, in the glass reflection. I looked down at my CNA, and I see her eyes widen, so I thought it was my coworker trying to scare me. I turned around, and all I saw was a little cloud that then disappeared. I then turned to my CNA and asked her if she saw something, and she said, "Just that cloud that was behind you and then disappeared." She then got up and opened a window and said, "Whatever spirit is here, please leave." And that was that. When I was about 7 years old, me and my brother were bored to death and just sitting on the couch, when my brother suggested to play hide and seek. At the time, my grandma lived with us and didn't have a very good relationship with my mother, and they were fighting when I decided to play. I grabbed my 2 glow sticks from my bedroom and handed one to my brother. And it wasn't even dark, it just made it a bit scarier. I forgot to add that I'm the kid to listen to horror stories when I sleep. I just love the extra adrenaline rush. Anyway, of course, I was it, so I counted to 60 and went on my way. My grandma's room was off limits, and my mom didn't really care if I went into her room, so I checked in there first. He wasn't in there, so I went to my room next. Now, to get the next part, you're gonna have to understand the layout of my room. The door you walk through has a TV on the same wall to the right of you. On the right wall, there was a bunk bed. In front of you, another bunk bed. And to the left, a bathroom. I walked into my room and my brother was obviously behind the TV. Although, what I saw next was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. There was a head on the top of the bathroom doorway. It had a long neck and long hair. But I was more focused on getting out of there. Even though I was about to shit my pants, I knew I had to get my crying brother out of the room, so I grabbed his arm and left the room. And yeah, I slept in the living room that night and never saw that thing ever again. Now is the time where you find out which of these stories really happened. The first story was about 2 women who worked in a nursing home and saw an apparition in the reflection of a window at night. So what were your thoughts on this one? Was it real? Yes, this was an actual story that was submitted to me. The second story was about 2 kids playing hide and seek, and one of them saw a head on the top of the bathroom doorway. So do you think this one really happened? This was a story submitted to me by someone who said this story was true. Sorry I haven't been around much lately, but I appreciate all of you who are still watching. As always, if you'd like to see more, you can check out youtube.com/@Creepify. Have a spooky day.